Flowers line the street where at least 3 children have died at a Taylor Swift-themed dance party in Great Britain. Police say they were stabbed to death. At least 9 others were injured, including 2 adults who were trying to protect their kids.
Multiple people, many of whom were children, had been subjected to a ferocious attack and had suffered serious injuries. It is understood that the children were attending a Taylor Swift event at a dance school when the offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Why does she have on a checkered shirt? Like, who wears something like that? Okay, let's continue.
School when the offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started to attack inside the children.
The attack happened at a dance school in the coastal town of Southport. Investigators say they've identified a 17-year-old suspect who lived about 5 miles away.
The investigation is in its early stages and the motivation for the incident remains unclear.
A Taylor Swift themed dance party. So like a dance party based on what? Taylor Swift? Maybe only play Taylor Swift music at this party, and some random 17-year-old. I think the ages were like super young, like 6, 3, and 4, something real crazy. And a random 17-year-old came from another town.
This time, police say it is not terrorism related. This is Inside Edition.
That's very strange. It's strange, and I don't trust it. I don't trust this earth right now, or excuse me, the people on this earth. Let me tell y'all something. We see things that other people don't see. Those of you who follow me, you see things that other people don't see. As far as I'm aware, I'm the first person to ever challenge rhetoric that comes from dog professionals. Now, others have, before me, have challenged the necessity of like service dogs and stuff like that, but I'm not talking about that. Even here on YouTube, that subject was tackled before I tackled it. I think Chef was the first one I heard talking about the service dogs and how much they're a con. But as far as challenging what comes from dog experts when they talk about why dogs attack, what motivates them to attack, and that type of stuff, the warning signs, how relevant they are, how useless it is to look for them, how much it's all just a big con. As far as I'm aware, I'm the first and the only. Like, nobody was challenging their narratives nowhere. So those of you who follow me, you see things that most the other people don't see. Really, probably you see things that nobody else see. Because we're dealing with something that really nobody else deals with. That's why it's so easy for these trainers to ignore me and not respond. They're not only, terrified that they'll look bad. They look at me and be like, hey, nobody else is on board with this guy. We haven't heard, we're not being challenged like this anywhere else by anybody else. Hey, nobody's listening to him. But I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all something that's going on right now. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I have my theories. This is a YouTube channel called News Meter. It was created about 5 years ago. They currently are sitting at about 4,500 subscribers, 4.68 thousand subscribers. And I suspect it's growing slowly because it's based in India. This here is their Instagram. It's a media outlet based in India. So they're trying to become known, you know, get their name out. And so some videos deal with subjects that they dealt with for, you know, the first time. And a week ago, they uploaded this video to their channel. You see the title. It's titled Explained. Why do dogs attack children? Now remember, this is based in India. Not only are they talking about stray dog attacks, they're talking about stray dog attacks, and they're showing stray dog attacks on the video to let you know that they're not talking about house pets. Okay, because some people in India keep dogs as pets. But they are basically specifying we're not talking about those dogs. We're talking about why do stray dogs attack children specifically. This is their video, their title. Now, again, if you follow me, you're already scratching your head. But let's see what they wrote. I can't play it because they're actually showing attacks. You see it here. Explain. Why do dogs attack children? They said the stray dog menace in India has led to child fatalities and injuries. Here are the reasons why children are prone to dog attacks. Now understand, this channel was created 5 years ago. But this is the first video where they tried to explain why dogs attack children. Keep that in mind. Now, let's move on to the next slide. They say humans trust non-aggressive dogs, but dogs communicate in ways that even adults might not understand. So right away, this sounds familiar. They're laying the foundation that, hey, you're not looking for the signs. Y'all know full well these stray dogs ain't showing no type of signs. None at all. Adults get attacked too. They don't see no stupid signs. Already, they're starting to push the nonsense, the BS. But let's move to the next slide. They say infants are still developing cognitive capacities. Uh-oh. Now, we should not be talking about the cognitive development of infants and toddlers at all. But they're taking it there. They say their cognitive capacities won't be fully developed until age 6, making them especially vulnerable to misunderstandings. What? These attacks that they're showing, keep in mind, the youngsters are simply walking down the street. The dogs see them, gather around and attack them. There ain't no misunderstanding. But you already know they're just regurgitating the babble they've been instructed to regurgitate by their masters, their overlords. Next slide. Dogs warn with teeth flashing or snarling before an attack. Listen to that. They didn't say might or may or sometimes. They said dogs warn with teeth flashing or snarling before an attack. No, they don't. Sometimes they might. No, they not always. And they rarely do that if you look at the film. And if they snarl or flash their teeth before they attack, it's a split second before they attack. We all know this. At least us over here. Why are they even pointing this out? They warn with teeth flashing or snarling. No, they run. I come from out of nowhere and just attack. Talk to me about teeth flashing. They say adults notice these signs. Listen to this. They say adults notice these signs, but children may think it's play. Show me the adults that notice these signs. Where are they? Where are the videos? That's all I want to know. Where are the articles? Where some adult said, oh, I noticed flashing teeth and gnarling, and I jumped into action, and I saved someone from a dog attack. Show me the article, written, or the video. Where even the testimony from regular everyday people like on Reddit? Share that with me. You can't because you're lying. You're making stuff up. You're being creative, just like all the other brainless, babbling, talking heads. Regurgitating the same rhetoric your masters told you to regurgitate. Next slide. When dogs form packs, their prey drive is stimulated, making children and adults appear as prey. Okay. Which really speaks to their individual character. Their individual character is trash and vermin and unwanted. It's anti-evolution. Primitive behavior. These are not pets. Appear as prey, as if they're making a mistake. They form packs. Their prey drive is stimulated, making children and adults appear as prey. So as if to suggest that the dogs are not aware that they're attacking a human being. You just appear as prey because they're in a large pack. Oh, it's confused. Rover's confused. It thinks it's attacking a deer. See, they think they are attacking a deer because they're in a pack. This is the lie they're trying to get us to believe. And they don't know. They're confused. They don't know the difference in a large pack. All right. Next slide. According to dog trainer Jay Anand, when dogs feel strong in numbers, the prey or victim is alone, they become bolder. Their prey drive then drives them to attack by instinct. Listen to how they worded that. Their prey drive drives them. Oh, it's as if they can't help it. It's the prey drive. They're being driven by their prey drive, right? Oh, and the poor doggy, it's no longer in control of itself. It's the prey drive has taken over, and it's just attacking by instinct. These nutters over there in India, worse than the ones over here. I'm talking about the nutter professionals. The dog experts over there in India, they're dumber. They are nowhere near as convincing. This is so irresponsible and sloppy the way he's putting this. And they're using very good English. This has nothing to do with a language gap. This is what he decided to say. Their prey drive then drives them to attack by instinct. Really? Next slide. Boy, oh boy. And again, they're showing all stray dog attacks. Look at this one. Children's invasiveness can be challenging for dogs. Listen to this, people. Of all the stray dog attacks on youngsters we've seen in India, they're sitting back and saying that those victims were being invasive. Now, we've sat and watched many of them just be hunted down, where they're just walking down the street and they get stalked, hunted down, and attacked. And these so-called experts, we're the only ones to see this happening. And this is a new thing. This is what they're trying to normalize. They're trying to normalize this rhetoric all across the globe. This is the last thing we should hear coming out of India. We should not be hearing their so-called experts calling these attack victims of these youngsters invasive. Children's invasiveness can be challenging for dogs, leading the dogs to attack them, leading them to see them as small beings who scream and are prone to getting hurt. What? Of all the videos we watched, none of these youngsters were screaming, leading to see them as small beings. You mean easy prey, an easy attack victim, who scream and are prone to getting hurt. So the dog views them as brittle, fragile, small beings that are easy to hurt. So that motivates them to attack them. Hey, you're easily hurt, so let me go attack you. And y'all, they made a video. This is a video on their official media outlet channel. Scolding a dog for growling should be avoided, as it can trigger classical conditioning, leading the dog to associate growling with negative consequences. People, this has always exclusively applied to family dogs, and they've thrown it in here while talking about stray dogs. Now, let's say they're addressing this, or they intend for this to be for people who own dogs. That's still the dumbest thing in the world. Don't scold a dog for growling. Nobody does that. What are you talking about? So what they're saying is, if you see a dog growling at your youngster, don't punish the dog for growling. Because next time it won't growl. It'll skip growling and just launch an attack. They say the growling is there because your youngster is irritating the dog. And that's the dog's way of saying it's had enough of your youngster's misbehavior. When in reality, your youngster don't even know the dog is there, or not looking at it, not paying no attention to that worthless mutt, minding his or her business. The dog growls. So what are you talking about? These people are insane. Sick and insane. Next slide. Parents are advised to always supervise children and dogs during interactions to prevent bites. Again, blaming the victims. As even trusted non-aggressive dogs, see what they wrote, can react unexpectedly. In other words, react to your children's misconduct. While again, mind you, showing unprovoked attacks on the screen. Look at this. This dog just came out of nowhere. I can't play it. But get a load of these people. This is not an old video. It feels like an old video because it's so ridiculous. This was uploaded 7 days ago. And it is their first attempt to explain why dogs attack children. Of all the stories of youngsters attacked in India, that video is their first attempt to explain why. How sick is that? This is I did a search for dogs. This is actually a pro-dog media outlet. They got Nutter videos up here. Look at this. This makeshift shelter is a haven for stray dogs during rains. This one condemning the poisoning of dogs. This the video I just played 7 days ago. Look, children play in areas India's first dog park. Huh? It's a Nutter. Look at this. Got a Nutter thumbnail. Meet Max, aka Sasha, a Belgian Malinois dog that attained stardom. Oh boy. Yeah, we don't want to hear advice from people like you. Now, I want y'all to think to yourselves, and most people think the United States is one of the most developed countries in the world. This is not viewed as a third world country here in America, in the United States. So you would think we have the best police force, the best law enforcement. We flaunt that we have the most protection for our families. We don't have really that stray dog problem like you see in places like India and Turkey. Turkey's talking about euthanizing. I think they're getting ready for a dog culling. Dealing with some pushback, but we'll see what happens with that. But I find this suspicious. Why is it that in the United States, every year, there are about 460,000 youngsters reported missing who just disappear? Wouldn't you think stuff like this would happen more often in lesser developed countries? You remember that satanic ring? They were busted, like, I think in Washington State or something like that, maybe Oregon or something. They were kidnapping youngsters and sacrificing them. Can anybody explain to me why this is? Why is it, or how is it possible for a country as developed as the United States to have 460,000 youngsters come up missing each year compared to numbers like 100,000 for Germany, 20,000 for Spain, 45,000 for Canada, 96,000 for India? Place with a higher population. I mean, these is all 5-digit. Russia, 43. How on earth is the United States at 460,000? Again, some of you may know this, more about this than me. To me, that looks crazy. That's insane. And I don't think it's just by coincidence. That's, again, why I question this dog culture, where they just happen to have laws that enable people and actually incentivize people to make sacrifices. Hey, it's a way to get a bag. Nobody will question you. You'll never be a suspect or nothing like that. So please educate me. Maybe I'm the only one in the dark here. But this falls in line with my suspicions that there is a sort of underground society, hidden societies involved in a lot of sick things. Right? You fill in the blanks. Here recently, I was on the homepage on one of my other channels. Every now and then, one of my old videos from my original channel will pop up. And this video popped up. I noticed a slight surge in subscribers in the original channel. And like I was saying, this happens sometimes. Some of my old videos will have moments of viralness. I mean, it only got 59,000 views. So people will see a video like this and share it in somewhere where it hasn't been shared before. And I went to the comment section to see why it's showing up on the home page. And it's because it's recently had more comments posted to it. This one 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, month ago, month ago, month ago. Right. And every comment agrees with the video. And this is the Dog Lovers Are Disgusting video. One of my first videos. And they're still finding me for the first time based on the circulation of these old videos. So, yeah, that's a good thing. People are catching on. And look, this is, almost 2,500 comments. Most of them agree. Most of them agree with the video. So as y'all are starting to implement y'all's rhetoric, you're trying to normalize your rhetoric. Like with this video out of India I just showed. See, this is the early stages of that, of them laying the foundations of their propaganda. Hey, dogs are always provoked. If they attack a young person, they're always provoked. And we are in the early stages as well of debunking it. So let's go. Let's go. Because not many people have heard objections to you. And not that many people have even heard this rhetoric that they're always provoked. A lot of them don't find that out until after they witness an attack or, an attack on their youngster. So let's go. I'm fully confident because y'all got the goofiest, hard to believe. Like, who, even with a functional brain, would believe something like that after all the videos that y'all have seen? Assuming that they've at least seen the ones that circulate on Twitter. The videos out of India that circulate on Twitter are insane. And a lot of them are unedited. Start to finish, people clearly see these are unprovoked attacks, each and every one of them, where the victim never is being invasive. We all know that dogs are the ones that are invasive. What are you talking about? I'm fully confident that we are going to convince more people than you. Y'all got the goofiest, dumbest, most hard to believe rhetoric out there of any profession that has ever existed. And I will stand on that. And I'm going to predict that y'all going to go extinct. In due time, people are not going to give an ear to any of you. Shout out to everyone able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.